Housekeeping. Let's keep a house, please.
Let's keep it. Oh, get it clean.
Ellie, last time we talked about Lumberjanes. Have you read more?
Yeah, I'm now fully up to date with Lumberjanes, waiting for volume 11 to come out.
Is it
Oh,
good?
wow.
Yes, it's fucking amazing. I love it.
I read more. I haven't quite gone as OTT as Ellie has. I read the next 3 volumes.
I only wanted you to get to a very specific volume where a very specific thing happens because it explains why I love Joe so much.
Yeah, still indifferent to that character. There's other characters that I prefer.
That's fine.
But yeah, so Volume 2 essentially wraps up the plot that is established in Volume 1. And I found out afterwards, after we recorded, that it was meant to just be a limited series and it was going to end at Volume 2, but because it's done so well, they can carry on, essentially.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, Volume 3 I wasn't that impressed with, in all honesty. But then Volume 4, it starts picking back up and getting good again.
I just loved all the volumes.
Yeah, okay.
I did. I wasn't saying that. Otherwise I wouldn't have. I powered through like 5 of the volumes in one night, and then I think I did the rest over 2 days.
Yeah, but you didn't mind the artist changing, whereas it bothered me.
No, because I'm not like you. I already don't mind. Whatever. We don't need to have the discussion, but yeah, I think it's weird that you don't like a certain artist, and that can ruin a story for you.
Well,
I'm the same though. There's certain comics I won't read because I don't like the artwork.
Yeah, but you're both weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, the thing is, the artist in Volume 3, for me, made the characters look almost too, like... I don't know if cartoony is the right word.
No, it's
but...
not.
Yeah, no, you're right. In this cartoon comic, they were too cartoony. I agree.
There was definitely something where
twat.
they changed,
Wow.
like, just the way the characters looked because of this artist's style that didn't quite work for me.
Fair enough. Well, I'd recommend everyone go read it. I discovered that there's, like, spin-off graphic novels that I'm going to have to buy, but I had to stop myself because I spent too much money all at once buying 10 graphic novels.
What are the spin-offs?
There's like these other graphic novels that are Lumberjanes, but I think they're like side stories, even though this is its own side story. I saw them after already having bought 10 graphic novels and was like, I can't do this right now.
Is it still the same?
Yeah,
girls?
it's still the main Lumberjanes.
That's cool. We had an email. This is
Who
exciting. So it's from Frankie. The title of this email, and I love the title, is "Don't worry, Ellie. It's not all about Zac Efron."
Okay.
Alright, so Frankie said, hello. So I have a little Efron update for you both, since Liam would like to hear it, and Ellie is happy for listener correspondence.
Yep, true.
I watched Baywatch the other night and loved it. Ellie, you definitely should check it out soon. Objectively, not a great film, but Efron and Johnson and their banter, so great. I don't want to be too spoilery, but will just say one of my favourite things was all the names Johnson called Efron and the High School Musical reference. I would love to see them team up again, but looking if there's news of a sequel, all I can see are things from 2017 saying there would be one with the main cast returning, but nothing recent, and everyone seems to hate this film. I don't know why. I'm with you there, Frankie. I don't know why either. Luckily, though, we've got Amanda on the show, so she can tell us why.
Hey, I didn't hate it. I talked about this movie with you on my podcast.
Yeah, but we had different levels of enjoyment to it.
That's true. I mean, I don't think it's a perfect movie. I think it definitely has some issues, but it's fun.
Yeah, like, would you watch a sequel if they made one?
Probably. I'd have you on to talk about it and fawn over Zephron.
Well, that's what I'm here for, isn't it, really?
Well, because I think I told you I had somebody respond. They were like, I didn't realize that Liam was straight until halfway through that episode when he mentioned his girlfriend.
That's several people have said similar things.
Yeah, Jason and Lee said that. Was it Jason? No, the two
Zac
Joe
guys.
Yeah, the two Joes.
Yeah,
Joe and Joey.
Yeah.
yeah. It's fine.
Well, Liam, you might be bisexual.
Yeah, maybe.
He might be Zac-sexual. Can't say.
true.
I can't speak properly.
Ooh,
Zac-sexual.
Zac-sexual. I like that.
Efron-sexual.
That's how I'm going to identify it from now on. I'm Zac-sexual.
Okay.
Also, Liam, you really want a body like Efron in this film? I mean, I can't really talk because guys with big muscles are not my thing at all, but Efron just seems to have gone way too far with that in this. But I guess it's good gym motivation for you.
He has gone too far in Baywatch, so I'm not about that life.
I don't
Gross.
think it could go too far.
Too muscly.
So one thing I found a bit strange was going to Baywatch right after the High School Musical films. So I then decided to go back to a young Efron with 17 again, which has an opening scene that looks like it's from a High School Musical film. So that was fun. The rest of the movie, well, it was all right. I've also downloaded a couple of your old episodes to listen to where you've talked about High School Musical, and the one with the Zack Attack guys. I'm in the process of listening to their episode on the High School Musical films too. Not sure what's next, but there will be something, as this has somehow turned into another movie project in my list. So currently, and then she's given us her ranking of the Zac Efron films she's seen so far, which I'm just going to reel off real quickly. You got High School Musical as number 1, great choice. High School Musical 3 as number 2, Baywatch as number 3, High School Musical 2 as number 4, and 17 again as number 5. I love that Frankie is now watching the film from Zac Efron because of how much I love Zac Efron.
You should get a commission.
In all honesty, I think it's this podcast doing good in the world.
You are
I think
officially
you
an
need to make
influencer.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't tell him that, Kat.
Oh, I didn't mean it.
What were you going to say, Ellie? I'm sure it's going to be mean and spiteful.
No, I was going to say you should start another podcast where you talk about Zac Efron.
Yeah, because then you won't talk about him all the time on this one.
Don't tell him the real reason,
sorry.
Kat.
Sorry, I said too much.
Right, so... Frankie
I just
said-
think it would be good for Liam.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
It would be a good, wholesome experience for Liam to... Amanda can do it with you.
Why would you
Lucky
put her through
Amanda.
that?
I need to sacrifice someone, Liam.
Like, thanks, Ellie.
Sorry,
I'm
Amanda.
so sorry for Amanda right now. So Frankie said, Efron update done. And now, you're going to like this bit, Ellie. Said, I want to give a big thank you to Ellie for the Titans review in the last episode. I had pretty much dismissed Titans without even looking into it when it appeared on Netflix, and didn't even know it was centred around Grayson/Robin. My
Yeah.
DC knowledge is pretty much just the old 60s Batman TV show, 90s Batman films, Batman Begins, and Wonder Woman. I'm working on catching up on the rest of the films, one of my projects, along with the Marvel films, as I've only seen 3 of them, but it's a slow process. Anyway, the review got me curious, so I've just watched the first episode and I am hooked. The first time Robin shows up was a great scene.
Yep.
It's nice to see him on his own, taking people out and being pretty ruthless. Also, he's kind of good looking. The girls seem cool too,
Yep.
and I'm curious where this is going to go, and we'll be watching at least another episode today, probably 2. After a couple of recent disappointments from Netflix films/shows this weekend, I'm so happy to have found this, which is so great. And that's it. I obviously don't expect you to read all of this out on the podcast. I've talked way too much, but hope you have both enjoyed reading this and might like an update on both things in the future. Frankie. Frankie, we are so starved for correspondence that we will read all of it out, and please do update us in the future.
Yeah, please do.
So that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We've had
Now
some
you don't
tweets
have to
as well.
bitch and moan about not getting any correspondence because you got a really good one.
We've got some tweets as well. I'm not done.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done. It's a
No.
miracle you got that.
What? I mean, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We've got Kat as a guest on this podcast, right? Kat,
Yeah,
what was the last episode of Nerd on Nerd that you listened to?
probably the last one I was on, which was, as we established, like probably a year ago.
No,
Yeah.
that was 3 years ago. It was like our 5th ever
No.
episode.
Kat's been on another one since then.
Yeah,
The special.
Oh, did you listen to the special you were on?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a year ago. I'll let you off.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I meant.
When was the last time you listened to one of the not special episodes?
I don't know. This isn't about me. Carry on with your housekeeping.
No. Do your housekeeping, Liam.
Frankie tweeted us as well saying, "Oh wow, that High School Musical book review is one of my favourite things you've done, partly for the review itself and partly for Ellie's reaction. Sitting at my desk trying not to laugh too much because of people working around me. Glad I watched the films to have context."
Does watching... I know that if you watch the films, you know the characters. But do you need context for the High School Musical books?
I wouldn't have thought so.
Amanda's just put her head in her hands.
I listening to you guys review that, and you mentioned Martha, and I knew who that character was, and I was like, curses! I hate that I know this.
See, context is important.
Oh, God, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I just hate that I have that knowledge in my brain, and I wish it was gone.
Yeah, that's taking space that another important bit of knowledge was originally had.
Yep.
The best thing is, every time Ellie makes me review one of these books, that's only going to reinforce that knowledge that you have.
I know.
I don't make you review the books. I just bought them for you.
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen? Frankie also said, also, just to clear something up, when I said I was happy for Liam to talk about all Efron films, I didn't mean to literally discuss each one. Just meant that if he really wanted to recommend one that wasn't on my list, I'd be happy to hear about it. And then she said that she was going to watch Baywatch first because she loved the show when she was a kid and she's curious to see about the film. She'll report back. We've read that out already. Ellie put a poll on Twitter about monkeys and penguins.
Penguins!
Yep.
Amanda,
One massively.
do you prefer monkeys or penguins?
Penguins.
Gutted.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Liam was so Liam pretended like he wasn't hurt by this and has switched.
No,
I've had
he-
multiple conversations.
Not in this house, he didn't. He made
It's
it very
amazing,
clear
Kat.
to me that he was upset.
But the best thing is, even to me, it was very clear he was upset because half our conversations have been Liam being very upset by the fact that Penguins won, but then the other half are him pretending he isn't that upset. So I'll get one where he's like, oh, to be honest, I don't even mind. It's all fine. And then I'll get another message where he's like, how the fuck do Penguins win? This is bullshit.
I'm just saying, right? In a world where Trump is president and Brexit's happening, I'm not surprised penguins won.
Oh, you're so edgy, Liam.
Thank you. Someone responded saying, as a biscuit, penguin.
Yeah, it's a
Kat
good
said,
joke.
obviously, pengs. And then some, like, fucking penguin Twitter account retweeted it or something,
Of
which,
course.
you know, probably skewed the results. And then monkey
No.
Twitter account. The thing is, right, here's a genuine point I made to...
Oh my god,
to-
you're so upset by this, and it's hilarious. Why has this bothered you so much?
Alright, so I said this to Ellie and Kat, I was like, can you name a single penguin? Because I can
Yeah,
name
and then
like, Bubbles the monkey. He was a real monkey named Bubbles. Any penguins? No.
Yeah, no, because you're just going to do the same bullshit you did, because you asked me that, and I immediately said Pingu, and then you said, no, you can't use fictional penguins, and then when I said name some more monkeys, you named a bunch of fictional
I
monkeys.
can name you a real penguin. Pepe the penguin, who was a famous penguin, and there's a statue of him here at the Columbus Zoo, which is like the #1 zoo in the country.
Yeah, Liam got told.
I've never heard of that penguin.
There's like a whole
I bet
thing
you've
about
all heard
him.
of Bubbles.
And at the grocery store in the 90s, they had a place where kids could be babysat, and it was called Pepe's Playhouse. It
That
was
is amazing.
Sponsored by the zoo.
I love it.
Yeah.
Liam
Go
is
home, Liam.
unimpressed.
Don't like it. Amanda tweeted us. She's on the show, so this isn't going to be awkward for her
Oh,
to
God.
hear me read out her tweets.
Oh, this is weird.
Amanda said, thanks for the editing, love, Liam, even though now I'm crazy behind. Ellie, I hope you can check out Criterion Crack at some point, maybe on a more accessible movie. Also, what is the name of Tom's podcast? Oh, I've told you that already, so I don't need to read that bit out.
Yeah, but you might want to tell your other listeners what Tom's podcast is called.
Yeah, Liam.
Yeah, go listen to Can I Talk for 20 Minutes podcast, which is our friend Tom Hogan's new podcast. He's also our co-host on another podcast, which is coming out at some point soon.
What's the premise?
It's in the title.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Tom picks a topic
yeah.
and then sees if he can talk for 20 minutes about it. It's
Okay.
fucking genius. He's hilarious. It's ridiculous that he's come up with such a good idea straight away, and I sort of hate him for it.
Yeah. Also, to Amanda's point about Ellie checking out like an accessible movie on Criterion Crack, because Ellie keeps being like, "Oh, Liam's putting me off of
Yeah,
listening."
because you are. Literally every time we talk about it, you go to me, I don't think you'll like it. And I'm like, what?
But okay, let me explain what I mean by that. It's because I don't think you'll like the films that we're talking about.
That's fair.
So that's what I mean. It's not like I don't think you'll like the podcast. I just don't think you'll like the films we're currently discussing. Although
You guys... Oh,
have you seen Seven Samurai?
I haven't, but I think that is one of the films that's on my list of films that I should have seen.
Yeah,
And I probably... So maybe I'll watch that, and then... Is that episode out or coming out?
Coming out.
coming out. It's the next
Cool.
one after the
Okay.
extras for
Yeah.
graduation.
It'll, they should both be up later this week.
Okay, cool. I'll get Seven Samurai watched, and then I will listen to that episode.
Yeah. Apart from that, I don't think like in the foreseeable future we've got many others that Ellie would like. At least in the next like.
What about
Ted.
The Lady Vanishes?
It's good, but I think it's going to be hard getting Ellie to watch that.
Okay, because it's Hitchcock.
Yeah. Have you seen any Hitchcock, Ellie?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to list them.
I feel like you're still putting her and other people off of listening to the podcast.
Yeah, promote your podcast, Liam.
Look, our podcast is really good, but I just feel like, how do I say this without being really mean to Ellie? Because I was going to say like it's for like a sophisticated listener, but
Yeah.
that's
You can fuck right off. There is plenty of evidence on this podcast that I am more sophisticated than you. We get a slightly complicated graphic novel, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is really interesting. And you're like, it's too difficult. They're trying to be too smart. So you can fuck off with your judgment. We're both idiots.
Do you know what? I've got Amanda on at the moment, so I'm going to let Amanda sell the podcast.
Well, I think it's definitely, if you're a film buff or if you like doing lists, it's a good one to watch along with and listen. And also for Liam's Zac Efron fans, it's a good one, especially for the extras episodes to listen to.
Yeah.
What, do you bring Zac Efron up a lot, Liam?
Each film, we try and figure out how we could make it better if I put Zac Efron in it and if Amanda put Saoirse Ronan in it.
Okay.
The goal is to eventually get those two in the Criterion collection, because currently neither of them have any films in the collection, which is ridiculous.
I can understand with Zac Efron because he's
fuck off.
Well, he's mostly done more mainstreamy stuff, hasn't he? Whereas Saoirse Ronan has done some more like indie stuff that.
Saoirse Ronan is definitely getting in the collection.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, she's the more likely one.
She's been in Wes Anderson films.
Yeah.
She's getting in the collection.
Yeah.
She'll get in eventually, but she's not there yet. So for now,
No.
I'm choosing what roles she could be in.
And I'm hoping that, like, the beach bum might be Efron's.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
No, Spring Breakers isn't in the collection, is it?
No.
Oh.
Amanda also said, Liam, I wonder if part of your disconnect with The Favourite is because you prefer...
Yorgos Lanthimos'.
Thank you. Voice. This was the first of his films in 15 plus years that he hasn't written. I agree about The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I loved it and its weirdness. Granted, I love The Favourite too. I think you're right. Like, The Favourite does feel like there's little elements of him in it, like when the music ramps up, but there's not really a lot going on screen.
It's very visually, I think the difference with The Favourite to like Killing of the Sacred Deer or The Lobster is it's visually his story, but written, it's the other two, it's the two writers. It's Tony McNamara and Deborah Davis. Whereas in the other ones, Yorgos Lanthimos either wrote or co-wrote all of the others. So, like, it's very much his voice, not just visually, but textually also.
Yeah. I think you're probably right with that being where I maybe struggled isn't the wrong word, but just didn't enjoy it as much as I hoped I would. And Amanda also said that the best part of the Poetry in Motion review was Ellie's reaction to it all. She kept cracking up when Ellie would go, no one cheered, someone in the back gave a cough. So true.
Yeah.
I could not stop laughing. I was like getting gas and listening and like laughing, and people were like looking at me.
I just remember Ellie just moaning about how long the review was.
That's fair.
It is very long, but it was funny. Otherwise, I'd have cut it out, Liam, which I didn't do.
I don't know because I haven't listened to it.
You'll hear it in a year.
Yeah, I'll get there. Frankie gave us a Zac Efron movie project update where she watched We Are Your Friends so she could listen to our Zac Attack episode.
Yep.
She wasn't a big fan of it.
Fair enough.
That's it for housekeeping.
No, it isn't.
What?
Liam, last time I asked you, you were on 1,115 films. So you only have 115 to watch this year. We're in the second month.
Yeah.
I think you had said if you could watch...
About
how many was it?
10 a month.
Yeah, so surely you're on track. You'll be on 100... I'll just type in 1,105.
No.
Is it better than that?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah?
Yeah. 1,100.
Look at you.
Wow.
I thought you
Yeah.
hadn't watched a lot of films this month.
I haven't, but I've also not brought any films. So it has slowly whittled down.
Well, you've watched 15 films this month, which is a fair amount.
No, you haven't.
Well, since we last recorded, which was ages ago.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you
I mean, I
off.
watched
It's
2
like
yesterday, Kat.
Yeah, that's true.
That helped.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, Liam. You're doing a good job.
Well done.
Well, it's because I'm buying all these books instead.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I've replaced
I
one
might have to
problem
start
with
another list.
Nah. Well, I am also reading these books. Like, I'm getting through them at a good old pace of like a book a week at the moment.
Okay. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna bully you, Liam, because you've done a good job.
Thank you. I should get a treat.
No.
No. Culture swap.
Sorry, listeners could not see. Liam looks so excited, like, I'm gonna get a treat. And then as soon as Ellie and Kat said no, his face was like crestfallen.
This is just my life.
Yeah.
They build me up just to tear me down.
Mm.